Apple released AirPlay 2 earlier this year, and we are now ready with an update to our connected audio portfolio and the Beovision Eclipse. If you're familiar with the original AirPlay, which I'll call AirPlay 1 in this video for clarity, you probably know that it was quite easy to start streaming sound from any app on your iOS device, but with the limitation that you can only select one speaker. That has all changed now with AirPlay 2. But before we continue, let's quickly talk about some of the other changes. Compared to AirPlay 1, the buffer on AirPlay 2 is much bigger. This drastically reduces the risk for dropouts if, for example, you're getting out of Wi-Fi range for a short period of time. It's worth noting that unlike Chromecast, which is mostly streaming from the cloud, AirPlay is streaming directly from your phone. This means that if you leave home or your battery runs out, the music will stop. However, with AirPlay 2, the music will no longer stop when answering a phone call, which is great. I think it's time to start playing some music. So when you open your music app and start playing, all you need to do is to swipe up or down depending on your phone and your iOS device, locate the AirPlay symbol and press it. Now you will get a list of available AirPlay devices, and if the device is AirPlay 2 compatible, you can see a circle right next to it indicating that you can select more speakers. Also, we can see here that another user on a local network is playing music to Beoplay M3 Grey using AirPlay 2. We can hear that here if we turn up the volume. You can control that session even though you didn't start it. So you can do basic control like pause and play and next. But you can also take over the speaker simply by checking the Beoplay M3 Grey box. So I'll do that here. And now it's my music that is playing. If I then lock my phone and later decide that I want to play on multiple speakers, it's possible directly from the lock screen. We can here see which song I'm playing, and we can also see the AirPlay symbol. Select the AirPlay symbol and select the speakers you want to play on. And in this case that will be the M3 Grey and the M3 Black. When those are selected, we can also see that we have an individual volume, and we also have a master volume here. And all of this is available even without unlocking your phone. AirPlay 2 is backward compatible with AirPlay 1, meaning that you can still play to a device that does not support AirPlay 2. But this also means that if you're playing in an AirPlay 2 group, like I am now, and you try to select an AirPlay 1 device, the music will stop on the AirPlay 2 group and only play on the AirPlay 1 device. Another thing AirPlay 2 brings to the table is the possibility to use Siri for voice control. You can ask Siri to play a specific song or artist if you use Apple Music or have bought content from the iTunes Music Store. If you're using another streaming service, you cannot initiate music using Siri, but basic controls such as next, pause and play is possible no matter which service. In order to activate voice control for AirPlay 2 devices, you need to add them to HomeKit first, which is Apple's home automation platform. The way to do that is to go into the Home app on your phone, click Add Accessory, and down in the bottom you can see a line called Don't have a code or Can't scan. You click that, and now you can see our speakers. I click Beoplay M3 Grey first, and now we see the accessory is added. And now I tell that the grey one is in the kitchen and press done. I repeat the procedure with the black one, so don't have a code or can't scan. Let's press the black one. And now I tell it that it is in the office. Press done. And now we can try playing some music by saying, play Frank Ocean on office speaker. And then that starts playing over here. Apple TV 4 and 4K can also be a part of an AirPlay 2 multi-room experience. And you can both stream to the Apple TV from your phone and distribute directly from the Apple TV screen to other speakers. Just make sure that it has a TV OS version higher than 11.4. When playing sound from an HDMI source through a TV, it is likely that you will hear a slight sound delay due to the time it takes to process the picture. And depending on the TV, this delay varies. So I recommend that you don't play to an AirPlay 2 speaker and an Apple TV in the same room at the same time. However, remember that if you have an Eclipse, you can stream sound directly to the Eclipse itself when using AirPlay 2. Like Chromecast, AirPlay 2 is a standardized multi-room protocol that allows customers to mix and match products and brands as they like. As long as the product supports AirPlay 2, they can play together. This also means that Beolink functions like join and expand do not work straight out of the box. However, if you prefer the old way of distributing AirPlay 1, where you play to one product and then use Beolink to join or expand around the house, this is possible by making a small change in the settings. I have already entered the configuration page on the black M3, and now you need to go to Settings, Beolink, Sound Synchronization, and now we need to check the Enable Multiroom for AirPlay. When this setting is checked, it is not recommended to select multiple AirPlay 2 speakers from your iOS device, since you will experience noticeable delay issues. So just to recap, if you check this box, you will have to play to this speaker and then join or expand to other rooms using Beolink. I suggest only to use this setting where it's strictly necessary. This was an introduction to AirPlay 2 in a Bang & Olufsen context. See you next time. Bye.